Hello everyone, it's Lottie from Cancer as a Lifestyle. This is I don't want to say quick video, but it is certainly a surprise video. I was not expecting to do one, especially on ministry. So this is a totally surprise ministry video. Now, as I mentioned before, I was not expecting to see any of my ladies for quite a few weeks. I just ran into Mary the other day and she came carrying a huge shopping bag full of goodies. So I am going to show you all that Mary has done. I mean, the woman is on fire, it seems. So, and I don't even know when she made all these things because I just do a video on Mary's things, Mary's donations. Unbelievable. But before I do that, I wanted to point out that the last time, my last delivery, my last donation was to the Olive Branch Mission. That's the one I could not remember. I kept telling you guys, like, I couldn't remember that mission. So, actually, we had enough hats from Mary and Bridget both and myself that we were able to make that donation. And I think we also ended up putting some headbands and a couple of scarves. So that one is already, it's all packaged. It's sitting in my car ready to be mailed out to the post office. And so the next one that we are working, and this is where Mary's and mine, I think we're going to have enough things to donate to two separate organizations. One will be Tabitha's House here in Chicago. And it is an organization for women who are in rehab for a drug rehab program. So it's Tabitha's House, a drug rehab for women. And another one that we're going to donate to will be the Teen Living program here in Chicago, where these are the homeless youth that are out there that they're trying to house, finding places to live and things like that. So that's going to be two that we're going to be mailing it out. And I think from what Mary just brought in, and what I have, a few things here, I think we're going to have enough to do both. And also, I think the third place is what I'm going to start is going to be another senior center. It's going to be a rehab center in Farmer City, Illinois. And I'm excited about this one because I am going to make the twiddle muffs. When Sylvia and Dana from Tabitha's Treasures, when they donated their twiddle muffs to me, I've never heard of that, and I loved the twiddle muffs. So I was looking for the next time we do a donation to a senior center, I was going to make some twiddle muffs. So I'm going to make them for the very first time. Yeah, I got to go to the dollar store, which is going to be another trip in itself because I can't go to the dollar store alone. So, so I can buy all those little trinkets to attach to. So I'm excited about that. The three places that's going to be in my next project will be the Farmer City Senior Center Rehab in Farmer City, Illinois. Anyway, so first of all, let me show you how how bad Mary and Mary and Bridget are making me look right now. Because let me show you first of all the things that I have been working on, which is like I made like 3 things compared to their shopping bag full of stuff. So this is my donation to it is I made this hat. And I made this hat this week. This is all 1 week. Okay? This is how my pitiful items, all I have had done. I am literally swamped. I have bitten off more than I can chew this last week or so. And this video is going to be coming out right after I did a video on time management. So it just tells you how messed up I am. So anyway, oh yes, one more thing before I show you Mary's stuff. There are seasons that we, as crafting people, and that could be whether you're sewing or quilting or doing, household projects or, DIYs or whatever you want to call it, crocheting, knitting. There are seasons in our life where we cannot do anything, right? Where you're like frogging everything, you're throwing out everything, and nothing is coming out. It's like you don't have any ideas, and everything you're making is coming out really bad, and it's like or you don't even want to craft. And then there are the seasons that Mary is in right now, one of my ministry ladies, where she is like on fire. Like she doesn't even know what's going on with her. She is just like on fire. She gets up in the morning. She's retired. She gets up in the morning, sends her husband off to work, and she sits down with her cup of coffee and just crochet. And excuse me, not crochets, knits the entire day until he comes home from work. And she's like on fire with all her stuff. So, but that's a season. You know, we all have these seasons where you know we have that. You know, as soon as spring comes around, she's going to be in her garden, and you know, all her knitting is going to go on the shelf for a while. So anyway, let me show you some of her things. Like I said, I just ran into her and I was like, I can't believe this. Now she might, because I didn't even have a bag ready for her, you know, with more yarn. But I'm going to get one ready for her now, and I'm going to give it to her because I'm going to see her one more time before this weekend is out. And then she told me she's not going to be seeing me for at least 2 months. So I got to give her enough yarn to keep her happy so she can just like go to town. Yeah, crazy. So let me show you. And you're going to have to excuse me for a minute. But she is a knitter. First of all, I keep saying that in case you... So she made, you know, of course, the scarf, the cowl knit, the scarf. And then the hat to match. Now these are real pretty, so like I said, it will go really well for where we want to send it for the women and the children. Here's some more. She made a scarf in blue. And then there are actually 3 separate hats that, you know, they can go with it. Here's one of them. I've really got to learn how to knit because this is so pretty. I really love the way knitting comes out. And I keep saying that every time I show her work. But I really love knitting. It just comes out really great. Now, all these headbands. Let me show you these headbands because I said this is something new for her. And she's been using all her scraps for these headbands. And I think it's great because, like, I use it and for all the teens, I think this will be awesome. Look at this sparkle. I don't know if you can see it because it's got like a little bit, a little bit of like a sparkle. I can't see this really well with my camera. You see these little white things? Those are sparkles of red. And here's another one. So all of this is gonna work out great because this will all go to the teen living, all the headbands. And that's what she's been doing with her scraps. She's just been making headbands. There you go. That's a great one. And that's all the headbands. Let me show you all the hats. The hat. Here's the blue. The navy blue. Can you see that? Oh, the lighting. Can't really see that. Here's the ribbing. You see that? Now, seems to me, and this is why I love the knitting, is that they're so much thicker, like, than the crocheted hat, or at least the hats I make. I'm not a really, you know, whoops. Excuse me, ladies. I love this one. Look at this. The color. Now these are her favorites to make. I have, and I said this story many times before. I gave her some. I don't know what you guys call them. You call them color. I call them prints. And she loves to see. She fell in love with any kind of printed yarn like this, where the design comes out, and she loves making these. But she was trying to use up, I think, all the other colors. So, and 2 of the purple. And then another, look at, I mean, I can't believe how many hats, how much stuff she made in just like this, you know. I mean, when is the last time I just showed her? Wow, my color is really going on I'm sorry, my lighting is just really going. I love this one. So pretty for a little girl. So I think these will go really well. Yeah, I'm not done. Look at the pretty yellow. This is yellow. It's coming out kind of white, but it's yellow. Yeah. Look at this. Just throw that down. Ooh, look at that. And here's another a Christmassy color, I guess. Let me get the next one here. Yeah. So I was like, I need to do this video really quick because you see how my color is shifting because of the afternoon is coming. This is a minty, like a mint, but it's not really coming out good. Because I want to wash this and I want to package it up. Here's a black one with the ribbing. You know what I noticed? That we really don't make a lot for a men. You know, like the colors and all. That's a pretty one right here. And look at this combo. I gotta learn how to knit. Isn't that pretty? And, well, yeah, I'm still going. You know, I've been trying to, my desire is to video in my room, because that's where I have my yarn and my stash and my desk, and you know, and I wanted to, but I noticed the lighting isn't all that great, and you got to do it like at a certain time. And even though I got lamps, look at this in here, I bought extra lamps, lighting just for that, but you know, you got to catch that. So I'm still working on that, folks, so you got to forgive me, man. I'm trying to, I guess the best, I can't wait for summer, you know, because then I'll have some natural lighting. I'm so excited about that, you know. Here's another black one, but it's like ribbing. You can't really see this so well. Can you see? Crazy. And blue. See that? Yeah, I'm still going, folks. This is what I'm saying. Who knows? I might even, you know, because you can fit a lot in a box. But because they're going to be mailed out, I'm not going to be like, you know, mailing out this huge box. Like if I was to hand delivering it, it's going to be a huge box. Like I would donate all of this to one spot in a huge box. But because it's a smaller box, but you can fit a lot of hats in a smaller box. So look at this. Oh, this is pretty too. I like the way that came out. So yeah, she did all these, and I'm like, my goodness, are you kidding me? When did you do this? But she is on fire. Although her husband is probably going to kill me, because I guess he's complaining that she's knitting more than she's spending time with him. So, yeah, I'm sorry. It's not my fault that she has this love right now. And this is like a dark green. It's not coming out dark green. It's coming out like a navy. Let me see if I have, I have one more. Okay, I wanted to say two more things, and that's it. I think that's it. I hope I didn't forget anything else. Okay, two more things I wanted to talk about. That's Mary's stuff. So, it seems like lately, we've been donating a lot through the mail versus delivering, and I have two people that deliver. Because our list of different charities has really grown in the last 5 years. And it's like several pages long in my notebook. So, excuse me, I just go down the list, so we kind of evenly donate to different charities. But I've noticed earlier in the year, or no, was it the end of December, I went to make my donation in the mail, you know, post office, and they could not find the address. They had a hard time, you know how they look up the address and where you're sending it to and blah, and they could not find that address, and or for that item. And I was like, "Are you sure?" Because we've mailed there many times before. This is, you know, we've sent it to Wisconsin many times to this certain donation, but eventually we did find it and all. But it made me kind of now as I go through my list, I also go online and I make sure that they're still active, because I have noticed a major drop in the small um, charities that they're closing. And it made me really like realize, like, you know, even the place that we used to make regularly for 5 years, we made baby blankets to this one a really low income area and to the hospital, and they ended up closing also due to funds. And I've noticed that as I'm going through this week, as I was going through my list again, two in a row were shut down also due to funds. So it makes me kind of really more aware of the fact, and I wanted to bring that up. And I'm just going to say it once, and you guys just do what you want. I'm not, you know, criticizing. I'm not telling people what to do. But I know that when we donate things, um, whether it's money or whether it's things in around the house, you know, we always think of the more well-known places like the Salvation Army, or we go to those drop-off donation boxes and we just dump everything over there, or we, you know, go to Goodwill or whatever. But we never think about the local charities that we have near us. And I'm telling you, you may not see them like visibly, but if you went on Google and you put, you know, charitable organizations near me, you would see how many would pop up. And these are the ones that, you know, they're small time. They don't have the grants that these large places, you know, they get from companies and from, you know, they get money, okay? And not that you shouldn't help them or anything. I'm just saying that there's a lot of local ones that really do a lot of good and help a lot of people, but they can't stay open and be available to the community because of funds and because they don't um, get the donations. And you may think, well, what my donating clothes or blankets or hats is going to do for them if they need money. Well, I'll tell you what one lady, one such place told me, um, actually sent me a thank you card when we mailed out some things for them. And they actually replied back, thanked us for them, and they told us that, well, because of your donation of these hats and these baby blankets, and, you know, now we can take the funds that we would have had to use for this and use it somewhere else. So, you know, that's what I'm saying. So the next time, and I'm just offering that up to you. I know that it's so much easier to drive by, you know, that donation box that's, you know, near the mall or whatever on your way, and just dump it, or just call, you know, and have someone pick it up, rather than, you know, do the research, find someone and donate it there. And but just keep that in mind, that there are a lot of small time donations, charitable organizations in your neighborhood that you're not even aware of, and that could really use the items you have. So enough of my rant. I just wanted to point that out, that I'm noticing in my list that there's a lot of them that are not open anymore due to funds, and I have to kind of like, okay, write out, put a big X on, and move on to the next one. Okay. And another thing I wanted to mention, and I was showing you guys in my last ministry vlog, the that I was making, preparing the plarn for the homeless mats. Now, I do homeless mats. None of my other ladies want to do homeless mats. They don't care for homeless mats. Not very many people like to do them. The prep time for them is actually more time than, it's kind of tedious. And then once you make the plarn, the crocheting part of it is really fast. But none of my ladies want to do that, even though they know how. And I think because it takes so many plastic bags to actually make one mat. So like if you think of all the plastic grocery bags that, you go for Jewel or wherever you get the small little bag, you need like 500 of those, I think. I think that's what it was estimated I didn't count, but I think I seen this on one of the tutorials that they were saying that it takes that about that many to make one homeless mat. I don't know if that's true. I don't know. I don't sit there and count, but I know it takes a lot. So, it's like you can make so many hats faster, so many blankets faster, and scarves than one mat. Well, anyway, I'm rambling. So I made one, finally I finished one, and I never store them here in my room because it's just so, this is my bedroom, this is my office, this is my crafting room. It's like everything. So I always store them in my car in the trunk, so it gets, piled up, and then, next time I go, we always donate to the same place, the same shelter, the homeless shelter. And I do that because I do it only for that shelter, because that shelter seems to go through the homeless mats like it's nothing. I cannot make enough or fast enough the homeless mats that they just go nuts over them. Every time I think that I am not going to make any more, that, I don't particularly think that I make them look, that they're like, I'm a great homeless mat maker, I mean, of all the things I've made, I don't think that that is the most best thing that I am good at. But it is one thing that is in such hot demand in this homeless shelter where we donated to, that I cannot make enough. Well, anyway, so I put it in my car and I go to work. And I'm driving home from work, and I just decide by chance that I'm going to go mail some. I got some mail. I got to post it, put it in the mailbox. And, mind you, this is like 1 o'clock at night, because I'm working late. I'm working 10-hour days. I'm second shift, and I'm going there. So I pull in, and right in front of my mailbox, I put my mail in, and I look over, and there is a homeless person sitting, on the ground in front of a storefront, with a shopping cart in front of them. And I think to myself, okay, I'm going to give him the homeless mat. I have really never done that before, where I openly gave a homeless mat to someone. I mean, I've given homeless people money and things like that, or food, but I've never really openly gave him one of my mats. Or, we make donations, but we never see the reaction of the donations. Let's put it that way. So I gave him the homeless mat. It was a woman. She was sitting on the ground. I went home, and I thought to myself, well, I'm going to be going back because, I drive my daughter to work at 2 o'clock in the morning. She's a baker. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to be going that way in an hour. Let me make a sandwich and for this person and bring him something to eat. And I ended up, putting some hard-boiled eggs in there too. I found in the fridge, and something to drink, and then I put some fruit in there and oranges, and and I had a nice sized bag of food for them. And I'm driving back over there along that way to drop off my daughter, and I'm like looking, and I can't see the person anymore. And I drive up close to the mailbox again, and they're laying down on my homeless mat. I cannot tell you the amount of pleasure that I got of seeing that. I know it may sound crazy to a lot of people, but that's why I have a crocheting ministry. I don't have a crocheting ministry because, I love to crochet and all, but I don't crochet for myself. I crochet for other people. And it gives me a lot of pleasure to make items, or to, like Mary's hats just now, this shopping bag. I gives me a lot of pleasure to wash it, pack it up, and send it off, knowing that someone will appreciate this hat. And not just that, say, oh, it's a beautiful hat, but this hat will bring him warmth. hat will make them feel beautiful because somebody has made them something or thought of them. Or maybe this is the nicest things they have had in a long time. So it brings me a lot of satisfaction uh, in doing this. And that's what I wanted to bring to you. And as I was driving away with my daughter, I thought, you know, even the sandwich that I made was nothing grand. Even what I put in my bag for her to eat was nothing grand. That mat wasn't the most beautiful thing I've ever made in my life, but it brought her some comfort of not having to sit on the pavement. She was able to lay down. She was able to enjoy a meal. You know, so just something to think about. Um, Made me very appreciative, and it also brought down to home to me exactly why I'm doing what I'm doing and how much I enjoy doing what I'm doing. So no, my vlogs here on crocheting are not, you know, I'm not showing you all, I'm not showing fantastic patterns or stitches or anything, because that's not what I'm here. I just want to bring awareness to people that, you know, hey, I am crocheting for the homeless. I am crocheting for that teenage mom. I am crocheting for the senior citizen who has dementia. You know, and that's what I love doing. I love that very much. So, anyway, I'm getting preachy and I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. Anyway, it's time for me to go to work. Thank you so much for putting up with the bad lighting and, you know, my videos. So if you haven't subscribed, please do so. If you like this video, click like. You know, you want to comment below. If you have a favorite charity or organization that you would like us to donate to, we would be happy. I would be delighted to donate to any charity that you love. You know, just list down below in the comments the name and hopefully the address, or at least the, you know, the state that it's in, the town. Excuse me. And I will look it up, and we will definitely do a donation for them. More than happy to do so. If you would like to send us some yarn, you know, so we can continue doing this charity, you can find my address down below there. You can mail it out too. We would appreciate that too. We are a ministry that we work by donations only, so many people donate yarn to us, and so we can continue blessing others. So thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I hope you guys have a really blessed day. Bye-bye.